You are about to live 10 different lives in 10 minutes. Same market, same charts, same dream, but completely different realities, depending on where you are in the game. This is your life as every level of a day trader, from the kid with $500 and a YouTube education to the man who made $100 million in a single day. Let's start at the bottom. It's 6:45 in the morning and your alarm goes off. Not because you have to, because you want to. Because today is the day everything changes. You have $500. You have watched 40 hours of YouTube. You have a strategy. Well, you have something you're calling a strategy, and you have absolutely no idea what you're walking into. The market opens at 9:30. You are in a trade by 9:31. You are out of that trade by 9:33. You lost $38. You try again. You lose 22. You stop. You watch the stock you just sold go up 40%. This is your life now. 72% of day traders end the year losing money. 40% quit within the first month. Not because they lack intelligence, not because the market is rigged against them, but because they do the same thing every beginner does. They treat the stock market like a slot machine and wonder why they keep losing. You are not trading a strategy at this level. You are trading emotions. Fear when the price drops, greed when it rises, hope when it should already be cut. At this level, the market is a teacher, and it charges very expensive tuition. By the end of the month, your $500 is $340. You have not made a single dollar. But, and this is the part no one talks about, you have learned something that no course, no book, and no YouTube video could teach you. You have learned what it actually feels like to lose real money. That feeling is the beginning of everything. 6 months in, maybe a year, you are a different person. You have a trading journal. You review every single trade, the winners, and more importantly, the losers. You have started to notice patterns. Not in the charts, in yourself. You know that you overtrade on Fridays. You know that when you are angry, you revenge trade and blow up your progress for the week. You know that your best trades happen in the first 90 minutes of the session, and after that, you are just gambling with your own money. Your account is somewhere between $5,000 and $25,000. You are running into something called the Pattern Day Trader Rule, a FINRA regulation that says if you want to make more than 3 trades in a 5-day period, you need at least $25,000 in your account. So you are managing your trades carefully, surgical, 3 shots a week. You cannot afford to waste them. Some months you are up $400. Some months you are down $200. You are essentially working a part-time job for free. But here is what is quietly happening. You are building an edge, a repeatable, documented, tested edge. Most traders never get here. Most traders quit before this. They never find out what it feels like to sit in front of the market and feel calm. Not because you are not paying attention, but because you know exactly what you are going to do before the trade even exists. This is where the real sorting begins. Only 13% of day traders maintain consistent profitability over 6 months. You are starting to understand why. It is not about intelligence, it is about discipline. And discipline is the rarest commodity in the market. You pass the challenge. Prop firms, proprietary trading firms, exist for one reason: to find people who can trade profitably with other people's capital. You pay a small evaluation fee. You prove you can manage risk over a set number of trading days. You hit the profit target without violating the drawdown rules. And if you do, they hand you a funded account. Not $100, not $1,000. We are talking $50,000 to $500,000 depending on the firm. And you keep up to 90% of every dollar you make. Your life has changed. You wake up at 6 in the morning, not because you are anxious, but because you are professional. You have a pre-market routine. You check economic calendars. You identify the key levels on your watch list. You have maximum daily loss limits built into your platform. Hard stops that the firm enforces automatically. Boring trading is now your goal. Boring is profitable. On a good month, a trader managing a $100,000 funded account at 5% returns keeps $4,500 after the profit split. Scale that across 2 or 3 accounts totaling $500,000 in capital, and you are clearing $20,000 a month from your bedroom without risking a single dollar of your own. One trader on the Apex platform made $2,500,000 in a single day in April 2025. Verified. Bankwire confirmed. This is the level where people stop calling it a hobby. This is the level where it becomes a career. But there is a catch. Getting funded is the easy part. Staying funded is where most people fall apart. The graveyard of prop trading is full of people who passed the challenge and blew the account the following week because they confused luck with skill and success with permission to size up. At this level, your only job is to protect the capital. Not to get rich, to protect the capital. You are now a business, not a person with a hobby, not a guy who trades on the side. You are a registered LLC. You have a CPA who specializes in trader tax status. You have a risk management framework that you wrote yourself, tested over 3 years of live trading, and have not deviated from in months. Your personal account is somewhere between $250,000 and $1 million. You risk 1 to 2% per trade, which means a single losing trade costs you between $2,500 and $20,000 depending on your account size. That number does not shake you. You have planned for it. Industry data puts successful independent professionals earning between $100,000 and $200,000 a year. The top performers, those consistently clearing 6 figures a month, are a fraction of a fraction. Less than 1% of everyone who ever opened a brokerage account. Your day looks nothing like what people imagine. There is no adrenaline. There is no excitement. There are 3 to 5 trades in the morning session, a hard stop at 11:30, and an afternoon of reviewing, journaling, and preparing for the next day. You might work 4 hours. You make more than most surgeons. But you are also completely alone. There is no team, no office, no colleagues, no one to call when the market does something you did not anticipate. Every decision lives and dies with you. That psychological weight, making life-altering financial decisions in complete isolation every single day, is something no finance course prepares you for. At this level, trading has given you financial freedom and taken away something most people never noticed they had: structure, community, purpose beyond the P and L. The ones who thrive here have found something outside the market to anchor them. The ones who do not start chasing bigger and bigger trades to fill the silence. You are no longer trading your own money. You are managing other people's: pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, billionaires who trust you, and only you, with capital they have spent decades building. The pressure is a different species of pressure from anything you have ever felt before. You run what is called a 2 and 20 structure. You charge 2% of assets under management as an annual fee, just for showing up. Then you take 20% of all profits above the hurdle rate. If you manage $1 billion and return 15% in a year, you have just made $31 million. For the year, before expenses. Your mornings start before dawn. You have already read 3 research reports before the sun rises. You have spoken to your team in London. You have reviewed overnight moves in Asia. By the time retail traders are waking up and checking their phones, you have already made decisions that will move markets. You now are the market, in ways that the guy with $500 on Robinhood will never feel. But here is what no one tells you about this level. The trades are smaller, not in dollar size, in risk tolerance. When you manage $100 million, a 1% move is $1 million. A 2% drawdown triggers investor calls. A 5% drawdown triggers redemptions. At this level, your job is not to make extraordinary returns. Your job is to not lose. The legendary Paul Tudor Jones, $8 billion net worth, one of the greatest traders in modern history, limits any single trade loss to 1% of his total assets. Not because he is afraid, because at this scale, the only sin is drawdown. You have a team now, analysts, quants, risk officers. But the final decision always comes back to you. It always comes back to your read of the market, your conviction, and your discipline. You built that discipline in a bedroom with a $500 account. You have never forgotten it. This is Paul Tudor Jones in his $71 million estate in the Florida Keys. In October 1987, while the entire financial world was burning, on Black Monday, the worst single-day market crash in history, he made $100 million in one day. Because he had seen it coming. Because he had studied the market the way others study scripture. Because he never stopped treating every day like he could lose everything. Here is the truth that connects every level of this game. The beginner with $500 and the billionaire with $8 billion are playing the same psychological game. Both are fighting their own emotions. Both are managing risk. Both are trying to not let one bad day destroy what they have built. The only real difference, the only one that actually matters, is that the billionaire has been doing it longer and has never stopped learning. 72% of traders lose money. 40% quit in a month. Less than 1% will ever achieve consistent, long-term profitability over 5 years. But here is the thing about statistics. They measure the average. They do not measure the outlier. They do not measure the person who treats every loss as data, every mistake as tuition, every win as evidence of a system, not luck. The market will always be there. The question is whether you will be. If this hit different, you know what to do. See you in the next one.